Hi y'all, we're at the Roseville store today. We're doing a live and I'm here with Julie.
Hey.
And I'm Kelly. And we're so excited. Fall, it's actually officially fall now if you didn't catch it.
Yep.
It is officially fall, and so we're talking all about fall plants, fall trees, fall shrubs, why fall is a great time to plant, and what to plant. So we hope you'll join us, and feel free to type in questions, ask us, because we have Julie, our guru, here.
That's right.
She's our guru, so you just let us know what you need to know. But first off, okay, so why is fall a good time to plant?
Yeah, so fall doesn't get enough credit that it deserves. The fall is a great time to plant because when we go into winter, we have super mild winters, so your plants are more likely to take. In the growing season of fall, we're in the 70s, 80s, your roots will start growing. When we go into winter, take a small break, then spring it grows even deeper, and then they're super ready, super insulated, and prepared for that hot summer that's going to come and start baking on your plant. That thing's all beefed up and ready to go and can take it. So that's why fall is an excellent time to plant. So don't be afraid. We don't live in Montana. It's not going to be buried under 3 feet of snow. Your ground's not going to freeze. You're golden. Go for it.
So warm soils, cooler temperatures. It's a perfect climate to establish, kind of like established plants is what we're saying.
Yes.
So we get so many questions all the time about trees, and people come in and they want to plant a tree, but they kind of don't know where to start. So let's walk people through it. You come in, where do they start?
So the big thing is figuring out where you want your tree to go, because that's going to determine how wide and how tall you want the tree to get. And we're going to keep realistic on how tall we want it to be, because a lot of people come in and like, I want a 60-foot shade tree and I won't want to see the light of day ever again. But then when you kind of mention that 60 feet, like every 10 feet, call that a story. So that's like a 6-story building. They're kind of like, I want a 20-foot tree. So keep that in mind when you're sizing up. Every 10 feet, just picture as a story on your house. That's how tall you want your tree to get. With that said, I have some really fun trees.
Let's look at them.
Yes. So this is a red tip maple. This one's called an October Glory. This is for people that aren't very patient and you want instant gratification. This guy will help you out. And it's beautiful in the fall time, which is why I picked him. The October Glory holds its color the longest. It'll start turning yellow, then it'll turn orange, and they'll turn really bright red, but they're beautiful. If you ever Google October Glory maples, you're going to find it mostly with its fall color, not its green color. Yeah.
And how tall does that one get?
So this is massive. He can get 40 feet tall and 30 feet wide. So if it's 30 feet wide, that means it needs to be like a minimum like 15 feet away from things that you love. Really farther than that. So it's not for everyone. If you have a smaller yard, there's other options like Pacific Sunsets. Those get about 25 feet each way. Or there's like the Armstrong maple that gets 12 feet by 40 feet. So he's nice and narrow and tall, because you don't want branches to go over on your roof. It degrades the integrity of your roof. So keep it in the yard and not over the house.
So basically, for whatever size yard you have, there are options for like maples and whatnot. So it's just a matter of how big do you want the tree to get? Just answer that question. But I love this tree. Talk about this one.
This is a ginkgo, and he's a dwarf ginkgo, so he's not going to get very big. He's more of what we call an accent tree. So this is a guy that you put in a focal point, you put a little uplight on like you would a Japanese maple. They can handle full sun. And this guy turns bright yellow in the fall. So if you really like bright yellows and stuff, this guy's really good for that fall color when you got, everybody marching up to your front door for Halloween, or you got Thanksgiving relatives coming over. This guy will be glowing for you during this season.
Pretty. He's real pretty.
Yeah, he's cute.
And this one, okay, so this is the tree that everyone, I promise you're gonna do this, or we'll see someone do this. They clip off a branch of their neighbor's plant and bring this one into Green Acres, right? Why?
Yes. Because it's like one of the prettiest trees in fall, and everybody goes crazy for it. It's one of the first ones changing in fall, but yeah, people are coming in with their neighbors' branches all the time. So sorry, neighbors.
What is this called?
This is a Chinese pistache. This exact variety is a Keith Davy. The difference is a regular Chinese pistache will get the berries. It's a female. The Keith Davy is fruitless, so you won't get any berries. So he's a lot cleaner if you don't want those little berries dropping. But the berries are cute. It's not the end of the world if you get all the berries.
So Keith Davy, Chinese pistache.
Yes.
We love this tree. It gets brilliant, like orangish kind of color in the fall. So these are all kind of like, or those are our bigger ones. Let's talk about smaller trees. Let's say you want to stay 20 feet or under on a tree.
Yeah.
What are some ideas?
So a really fun one are Japanese maples. Now they are slow growing. Again, it's a smaller tree. It's more of an accent tree. These two are really fun because they can acclimate to full sun, where most Japanese maples want to stay in afternoon shade. This is a Sirius, so even though he looks super delicate and soft and, frail.
Look at those leaves.
Actually really hardy. They're one of the best ones at acclimating to full sun, and this thing totally transforms in the fall. It's a beautiful bright orangey red color in the fall time. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorites, and he's the easiest to grow too, in my opinion, so that's a good one. Next I have the coral bark, and coral barks will turn yellow in the fall, and then the bark is going to be a real bright orange in the wintertime, so then you have that winter interest too. And Japanese maples, they're one of those ones that you put a spotlight. So if you have a focal point in your area that's like right in front of like the dining room window or something, that's the kind of guy you put in there. But then I also have this guy. This is one of my favorites. I just like saying his name, I feel like.
Say it. What is it?
It's a Shishigashira. So if you say it fast enough, you kind of sound like going through like a car wash. Shishigashira. Okay, anyways. These guys turn a really bright orange in the fall, like safety cone orange. It's amazing. And they got these super cool crumply leaves. They got this like cool like bamboo rings around his branches. He's just a really interesting, different tree. If you just want something that's a little bit different, he has to go in afternoon shade though. Don't put him in full sun. He won't like it here in the valley.
You know, I'm getting an idea. I think we need to do our next video all about Japanese maples because there's so many
different.
and so many different types. It's almost just like its own category. And you said another small tree could be a Crape Myrtle, which is under 20 feet.
Yeah, Crape Myrtles are great for full sun. They do great here. They give you summer color and fall color. So like almost like 6 months of the year, half the year, it's doing something for you. And it has that really pretty smooth bark too.
Yeah, it is pretty. Okay, so we talked about trees. Hopefully you got some ideas for big and small, but let's talk about like where the rubber meets the road. Okay, you get the tree home, you need to actually put it in the ground. What do you do? How do you make it succeed?
Yeah, so when it starts getting real, what you're gonna do is you're gonna dig your hole about the same depth as the pot because you don't want your tree to sink down, but you want the hole to be at least twice the width of the pot that it's in. So the wider you go, the better, because it helps the water get away from the root ball, because you don't want it to sit in water, especially here in like the Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln area. It can really sit in water, and you want to amend your soil. So
what does amend mean? That's a technical word.
I know. So that fancy word of the day means that you're going to break it up with other type of amendments that we sell. So you put like fir mulch in there, you're getting manures in there, just to help enrich that soil and make it a better area for that tree to take. And a really big misconception, so people, you know, they dig it up and like, oh, my soil is all clay and rock, it's total garbage, I don't want that around my tree, so I'm gonna dig it all out and let's put the good stuff from the store in. So they just get the planting mix and the fir mulch, and the reason why we're using fir mulch is because it helps break down the clay that we have. But you don't want to put just that in the hole. My analogy is, it's kind of like when you go to the gym for the first time, you can't lift 500 pounds right away, right? You gotta start off with the light weights. It's the same idea. So when you go and put all that good, sit on the couch eating cheesecake soil that we sell, it grows just nice and fine, and then it hits that native soil, goes, ooh, I want cheesecake, and it grows into itself. It doesn't get established. When you mix it 50-50 with our native soil that we have naturally in the ground, it's like that baby weight at the gym that kind of helps it get that strength, get a taste of what's to come, so it hits the real world, it can actually get established.
It keeps going. It doesn't kind of shock itself. So you want it to kind of acclimate to its new environment is the goal.
And then with that said, when you first dig that hole, use that stuff. This is Sure Start, and it's the best. It has a bunch of mycorrhiza. Like she was saying earlier, it's kind of like a probiotic, but for your plants. So you don't have good bacteria in your stomach, it's like the good bacteria in the soil. So what it does is it attaches to the root system, it secretes these sugars that grow 10 times faster and get established faster. It keeps your plant going in shock, and it's organic, which is really going to make your tree or bush longer, stronger in the long run.
So we use this at the nursery for everything we plant. We swear by it. So fir mulch or amendments, earthworm castings, you want to mix that in the soil. You do your Sure Start. And so we talked about trees, we talked about how to plant it. Now I want to talk a little bit more of like how you picked these things. Like they go together, they look so nice. You see Julie put together these little pretty vignettes of plants that look nice together. So how did you choose them, and tell us about some of these shrubs? These are all shrubs.
Yeah, these are all shrubs. It's all about getting color contrast, and don't just do all green. Throw in some purples, throw in some yellows, throw in some reds. It'll make it more interesting. And the fun thing about these guys is that some of them change color for fall, since our theme's kind of fall themed. So this is a firepower Nandina, and these are really cool because they're green in the summertime, like this.
So it's like very, very just kind of standard.
Yeah, and he only gets 2 by 2. He's just a little filler plant. But in the wintertime, the whole thing, you kind of see him starting to change. He'll turn a bright red all over. So right when you're getting bored of him, he does something different, which is nice, at least for me, so that way I don't keep buying more plants. This is a kaleidoscope abelia. So he also keeps his leaves all year and changes color. So he's you kind of see like in the cooler, like older growth here, he's kind of more green. And then in spring, you'll see the yellows come out, and then he'll slowly start getting more and more red on his tips. And he grows in a really nice, soft, mounded look. He gets these cute little white trumpets all over him, and these little florets that are kind of holding the flowers.
They're cute.
Yeah, they'll turn like a bright red too. So it's always just changing. That's why I call it kaleidoscope abelia, 'cause it's like a kaleidoscope. But yeah, he only gets 2 to 3 feet high and about 4 feet wide. He makes a nice soft mound, but they're real fun to have in the yard. And then this guy is one of my favorites. This is a caprosma. The easier name is mirror plant. He's always bright red. So if
I
you
love
don't,
that plant.
Yeah, I do too. So if you don't want fall to end, you can get that guy. It's always
Caprosma.
red.
And this is evergreen too?
It is. He keeps his leaves, and then there's other varieties of it. So this is a evening glow caprosma. He'll turn red in the wintertime like that, but be this color in the summertime. But this guy's the Pacific Sunset. He's always red. Like that's just what he does. I have better luck with them in part sun, I've noticed. So
Okay.
they do really good with morning sun than afternoon shade.
Okay, so here's some ideas. So Loropetalum, Nandina, Abelia, Caprosma. Those are all evergreen shrubs. They'll look good year round. We have so many fall things. So next time you're in the neighborhood, stop by Green Acres Nursery and Supply. Bring photos of your yard or the tree you want to plant, and people like Julie can help. So visit us soon, and happy fall.